So my career journey, I was taking the lead as a product marketer. I was wanted to shift to a product company, and then I decided to shift to a product company because there's lots to learn. I had two opportunities, one from Freshworks, the other company which was Service Sparrow. So I interacted with product managers a lot at Service Sparrow when I was a product marketer. So I really liked what they were doing. Tried to do an internal shift inside the company. I really wanted to do this transition as early as possible. I really don't want to wait for 2 years and then waste my time as a product marketer. So I started looking out for opportunities. You can't become the best product manager in just 2 years, right? Because every day it's a learning for you. You'll have to learn how to talk confidently. You'll have to know how to pitch your ideas. You will have to know how to wireframe your ideas, talk to the design team. So many things are there. Just because only when you talk to the users, you will understand what they are thinking about the product, right? So if you don't listen to your customers, then you cannot make money out of them, right? End of the day, assumptions are not the best of friends for us when your customers cannot wait. Once the customer has lost their patience, then you can't really connect with them again. So we didn't have Swiggy or Zomato as popular as it is in the cities like Bangalore. In the COVID time, people were struggling to get the food and essentials delivered. Shouldn't I start something to solve for this problem? That's how we started EasyEats. So alum product managers are always looked at as project managers and not product managers. That is the biggest problem for me. So my career journey, I graduated from my college in 2019 as a bioinformatics engineer, which is no way close to what I'm currently doing at work. So I started my career as a marketing guy, right? Because during my bioinformatics course, I was not really interested. I would say it was. I thought that it wouldn't be my cup of tea when I graduate. So I started. Even during the internships, I started exploring different career opportunities like event management, event marketing, and all of these things, right? So I thought maybe I would become a good marketer, and that's how my career actually started in the marketing domain. I started as a marketing associate at a Y Combinator back startup. It's called Skilling, which is an edtech company. So there I was doing the product marketing at Skilling. So the Skilling is nothing but they provide educational courses for engineers to basically solve for the bridge gap. Abhi kya ho raha hai? A lot of people get graduated as an engineer, but they don't work as an engineer, right? We all work in different. Jaise, even I'm not working, like I've not started my career as an engineer or anything like that. I've started my career as a marketer. So to bridge this particular gap, if you study for mechanical engineering, you have to explore your opportunities in the mechanical domain. So the gap was that people in India, the engineering students in India were not getting the right skill sets, didn't have the right tool expertise, domain expertise about the mechanical engineering domain, for because of which they were not able to land on the mechanical engineering core jobs. So they actually started providing courses that can solve this gap, that can bridge this gap between the industries and the engineering students. And then they slowly started building courses for the other engineering domains as well. So I was taking the lead as a product marketer. I was pretty much handling the marketing side of things like content marketing, email marketing, and social media marketing. And then I slowly wanted to shift to a product company because at Skilling it was more of a courses, and you will have to market the courses, which got boring at a point. And then I decided to shift to a product company because there's lots to learn. So I by then I had two opportunities, one from Freshworks. You all might know the company, right? And the other company where I have had the offer with was Service Sparrow. Service Sparrow is pretty much like Google Forms, right? Google Forms, you build your own surveys and you send it to the users. So we were actually a competitor of Google Forms. We had even better looking surveys, visually appealing surveys, and there I was a product marketer. So that is when my product journey had actually started with Service Sparrow. Before that, I was not doing much of a product marketing work. It was more of a marketing, social media related work, but it was not product marketing. So at Service Sparrow, it was like my first product experience working with the product managers, working with people from customer support, sales, and almost from all the teams you work with, right? So that is when I interacted with product managers a lot at Service Sparrow when I was a product marketer. So I really liked what they were doing. I really liked how they went about uh, approaching their problems, how they actually built every single component on the Service Pro app. All of these things I got to understand by working very closely with them. And I thought maybe I really like it. I really wanted to explore a career opportunity in product management, maybe if there is a chance. So at that time, I tried to do an internal shift inside the company. I asked for an opportunity, but then they said, hey, you will have to wait for a couple of more years because you're still young. You need to understand more, and then you will probably get this job. But I really wanted to do this transition as early as possible. I really don't want to wait for 2 years and then waste my time as a product marketer. So I started looking out for opportunities, and that is when the multiple journey had happened. So at multiple, I started as a product management. I'll tell you how the multiple thing had happened, right? So multiple just raised their money pre-seed round. They just closed pre-seed round of 3 million US dollars, and they were all over the news. They were everywhere. They were all over the news, and I got to know about multiple through the news channels and everything. And then I started understanding more about the product, and I really fell in love with the product because the problem that they were solving is the problem that I was facing. So I was like, chalo, this product is good, maybe why not I explore a career opportunity. And maybe I cannot say it's luck or anything. I met the marketing director of multiple on a solo vacation to Varkala in Kerala. So I was also on my solo vacation, and she was also on her solo vacation. So there we met, and I told her that, hey, I know about your company. Your company is doing really well. Like, you just raised your money. I really wanted to know more about your business and everything. And she, like, we kept talking, and then we connected really well in that solo vacation. So both of us had our solo vacation, and it was her first solo vacation. And literally the travel that I do in my part time has actually got me into the right opportunity. I met her, and she was like, hey, we are also on the lookout for a product manager. Are you really interested? I mean, can I refer you? I was like, please, this is what I'm waiting for. If you could refer me, that would be really helpful. And by the time, I already had done like a long comprehensive work about multiple, how I can add value to multiple, and all of these things I've documented and I've kept it ready. So when she referred me, I immediately got on a call with the same person in my first round. And that was easy because I already met her. She knows everything about what I'm doing and everything. So already the first round is easy for me to crack. The second round I had with the founder. So with founder, I told him that I met your marketing director on a vacation, and I expressed my interest in working for multiple, and this is the doc that I have prepared for you. So kindly take a look at it, and you will love it. So he took a look at the document, and then he came back saying, yeah, we really loved the document. So walk us through the document. And then I started sharing my screen, and I took them, ran through my document, and then they really liked the ideas that I have come up with. And he said, yeah, we will consider your profile. So the profile looks good, and we are also on the lookout for a PM, for the product manager. You still have one more round to crack. Once you crack that, then you will land your, maybe we can have a final conversation. And then the last round was with the director of product. So that round, again, he talked about the same ideas that I have prepared. And then he also liked the ideas because those were the ideas that they were looking to implement on their app. So because those ideas were also coming from me, they really liked it. And then they wanted to give me an opportunity. So that's how multiple had happened, and joined it. And then whatever ideas that I prepared, those were the things that I worked on at multiple in the initial journey. So that's how the multiple thing has started. So I wouldn't call myself like a planned product manager because I didn't have any plans to become a product manager. It was more of an accidental product management role that I got. But yeah, I'm really loving it. So that is a very short story about how I landed into the product role at multiple. Yeah. Some of these, I mean, whatever I'm going to say, I covered it already, but I'll still take a shot. So marketing is very interesting, right? I mean, marketing, you really want more users, check out your website, check out your product and all. That was very interesting. I was doing that. But what what was the inspiration? The inspiration was definitely the product managers whom I met in my previous company. So their role is very interesting. So they get on a call with the engineering manager, they get on a call with the founder, they get on call with sales people, customer support. So almost it's like a cross-functional role. You have to talk to a lot of people, you will have to understand the product gaps and everything, and then you will have to design your solutions accordingly based on whatever gaps that you have identified. So because I met them, they were also very comfortable sharing their ideas to me, like how can I become a product manager, and how can I also do something like this. So they gave me some assignments in my previous startup itself. In my for my previous product itself, I was doing some assignments that you can do this to this, you can do that to improve the to improve the conversion number. You can do that. So I was doing a lot of these kind of small tasks for the PMs out there, and they also considered. So there was a time when they didn't even consider any of my ideas, and that is when I was very demotivated, and I thought maybe I'm not a good product manager, or I can't become a product manager. But then I kept doing the same thing, I kept doing a lot of their tasks, and then at some point in time they considered my suggestions. They started thinking that, okay, this is a good value add, or this is a good suggestion, maybe we will consider implementing it. And that is when I thought, okay, so gone are the times when my suggestions itself were not considered. Now at least they are considering my suggestions. Maybe I have a career in this domain. Should I explore it or not? Still, I was having that question, because if it turns out well, great. What if it fails, or what if I don't really do well as a product manager? Then I should have a backup option, right? So I was worried about that. Like I was questioning a lot, but then I'm still young. So at that time I was still even more younger. So I was like, chalo yaar, like it's okay. Even if it fails, it's okay, just risk it. I mean, it's a positive bet that you're taking. If it works out, great. If it does not work out, then it's okay. We can always come back as a marketing guy, and we can always do this product marketing job at the same company. And then I just took a bet. That's when the multiple journey had happened, and that bet has slowly seeming to be right. I took the right bet. Now I'm kind of enjoying. I don't have any plans to move back as a product marketer, because product management is good. There's lots to learn, and you can't become the best product manager in just 2 years, right? Because every day it's a learning for you. You will have to learn a lot of things. You will have to learn how to talk confidently. You will have to know how to pitch your ideas. You will have to know how to wireframe your ideas, talk to the design team. So many things are there. So you will have to start with somewhere, and just keep learning. Just keep learning, because anyways, every career you should always learn. There is no doubts about it. And I also thought, okay, I can learn anything. Let me just learn. But the tech part is something which I'm still learning, because I'm not coming from a tech background. I'm coming from a bio background. So I don't have a lot of understanding of the tech products. So that is something that I wanted to learn. And now I'm learning it every day. As you collaborate with the engineers, they also teach you a lot. You will also understand a lot. So and then I'm like, okay, I can figure it out. I can learn anything that comes my way, but I want to do this. And that is where the inspiration actually came. If I have to answer your question, the inspiration was actually when my ideas were considered in my previous company. Okay, chalo, they are considering my ideas. Maybe I have a career in this domain. Let me just explore it and figure it out. So that's when this thing had happened. Every day is different. Every day it will be different for you. But maybe I'll tell you what a product manager usually does, right? See, we want to build a very user-friendly product. So we are building a product for consumers like you and me. You can use our app. My family members can install the app and use. So you're essentially building an app for your end users, like customers like you and me. So the product should be as easy as possible. The navigation should be as easy as possible. And multiple is also a very complicated product. It's not a very easy product. It's a new idea that we are working on. So I have to understand what the users really want. So that's why the first thing that I do every day is looking at the data, and how the whatever things that are on the app, how they are performing. how are the metrics looking like? So first thing that you look at it is metrics. Is there any downfall, or is there any upward trend that you can see? If there is any drop off, where are the users dropping off? Are the users really using the app? Are they liking the app? All these things you try to understand with the metrics, and then every day you talk to some 5 to 10 users. So every day talking to 5 to 10 users might be very overwhelming at some point in time, but you have to do this because only when you talk to the users, you will understand what they are thinking about the product, right? So if tomorrow you install the app, maybe I will be calling you as well. So just to understand your experience. Hey, how are you liking the app? Are you liking the app? Do you think we need to improve something on the app? So I collect the insights. So two things that I've said. One is looking at the metrics. Second thing is talking to the users and collecting the insights. Then the third thing is when you collect the insights, you will know, okay, our users are saying this, our users are facing issues with all these things. Then I think we need to solve for it. Then you go to your Figma or Whimsical. These tools are basically the tools where you go and wireframe and design things. So, and then you try to do some whiteboarding. So it's like a whiteboard and you try to solve the problem, right? And I try to design, I'm not a designer, but I try to design the wireframes. So wireframes are nothing but before the design, you need to give them an, how do I put it? Basically a layout of why you think this particular approach will solve the problem that you need to design as a wireframe. So I go to the whiteboard and start designing the wireframes, and then I talk to the product designers, I talk to my founder. It's a small company, so getting access to the founder is not very difficult, and he also works together with us on the product. So we tell him that, hey, these are the problems that our users are facing, and these are the solutions that I think will solve the problem. So what do you think about it? And then you do brainstorming. You ask your founder, you ask your product designer, and to just make them think about the same problem and see if they can come up with some better solutions. So after the brainstorming, you finally have a proper wireframe, and then you work with the designers in designing that. Then the designers will go on with their job and they will start designing the wireframe. And once the design is ready, then you work with the developers, because when the design is ready, you need to make sure the designed screen is going to the live app, right? Then you need to work with the developers. Developers will have both front-end developers and back-end developers. If you're from the tech background, you should definitely know what does a front-end developer do and what a back-end developer does. So we work as PMs, we need to work with both the developers, and we need to basically assign the work based on whatever the design that we have designed. We need to assign it to them, and then we need to make them work on the same thing from the tech standpoint. So once the technical things are done, once the developer has developed the whole design and everything, then you work with the QA. QA is nothing but the quality testing, quality assurance team, who will do the testing of the whole design of whatever you want to do. Basically, if you want users to click on this particular thing and go somewhere, they will test whether that functionality is working fine or not. So once they give a go ahead, then you go and publish it to the live users. So all of these things cannot happen in a day. So one day में इतना नहीं कर सकते. But this is what a product manager does. So it depends on the day. So sometimes, you know, you will have to submit something, like you will have to work on the design alone for the whole day, and then you take it to the developers the next day. Sometimes, you know, the developers might need more inputs from you. So all of these things happen in the process of you building out a feature or shipping a feature. So to summarize my answer, quick look at the metrics. Metrics are data is everything. Second thing is identify the problems. You can identify the problems looking at the customer support tickets or looking at the call insights based on my call observations, whatever problems that I'm identifying. Then you design the solutions. You wireframe the solutions first, and then you design it, and then take it up for development. And once the developer develops it, then you take it up for the quality testing team. And once they approve, you push it to the live users. So this particular cycle is something that we work on a weekly basis, or on a monthly basis. We have our own target, we have our own metrics. So based on all of these things, we work towards improving that particular metric, whatever is our KPI. the future of tech products, every small business that you see, right, is moving towards tech. If you observe, right, everything is a tech. You know, even if you go to a fruit vendor, fruit shop, there is this barcode scanner or the QR code scanner, or even the payment scanner, phone pay ka scanner or Paytm ka scanner hota hai, right? So slowly every business, even if they are not completely transforming their business into a tech business, they are definitely getting into that path of using some part of technology into their business. So phone pay is definitely, I mean, the payments is definitely one of the things where the tech is massively used in India. I was looking at the survey, so more than 530 million people are already using the scanners, right? Merchants, I'm talking about, not users like you and me, but I'm talking about the business merchants. So it is an amazing thing for us as a country. I'm not sure about the exact number, but definitely close to 530 million is what I'm guessing. So merchant businesses are there, merchant QR scanners are there for the users to scan and pay. So like we are trying to adopt technology in every way possible. So if I have to think about the future of tech products, tech businesses, definitely we can see a lot of people adopting technologies, a lot of people having their own websites. Even you go to a small kirana shop, they will definitely have their own products, maybe selling in ONDC. So in every way, even government is equally contributing to all these small businesses. So in getting them adopt the technology, so you will definitely see a lot of businesses adopting the technology, one thing, and the tech companies like multiple or any other tech product, we will try to advance the technologies. Whatever is there, we will try to keep upgrading our tech stack. We will keep upgrading our tech infrastructure. We will write better codes. So because the technology is advancing, now you go to chat gpt, you ask anything, chat gpt is going to give you a reply, right? So I'm guessing you all use chat gpt for your assignments as well. We do that. Even for a document, I don't write it, I just go to chat gpt and I get the documentation done. We should do that. It's not that we shouldn't, because only when you do that you will save time. So like that, every new technology is going to grow. There are so many amazing brains who are working in amazing technologies. So our job as end users, we need to find ways to adopt these technologies as much as possible. So like a lot of my friends in the office, right, they use tech like anything. So they have an app for every single thing of their day. So for book reading, they have an app. For if they go to the restroom in the morning, they have an app that tracks their time. They have they have a watch that tracks their sleeping time. So they have a watch, the wristwatch that tracks their step count. So everywhere we are adopting technology, and we should adopt technology. So in the future, you will definitely see a lot of us adopting to these kind of technological products very fastly. And already the businesses who are already in tech, they will definitely look to upgrade their tech, and they will definitely try to, improve their business towards the technical standpoint. So that's how I see the future. I definitely see the future very good, like in terms of technology getting adopted. And yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's in getting interesting every single day how technology is growing. Let's see how what happens. If you don't understand the feedback from your users, from your product users, you cannot build an app that is solving for them, right? They will not care. They will not come and bother to use your app, because that app is not easy for them. So the important thing as a product company is understanding what your users requirements are. So if you don't understand the users requirements, and if you keep building something or the other which is not relevant for them or which is not useful for them, they will never use your app. So customer feedback is as important as you building your app and making money out of it. So if you don't listen to your customers, then you cannot make money out of them, right? End of the day, you want to make money. So as business, we all want to make money. And if your app is not even easy for them to use, if you're not even relevant for them to use, then how can you make money from them? So the first important thing, that's why I told it as my first point, look at the metrics and then immediately talk to the users. If they're dropping off from a particular screen, you should know the reasons, because your assumption might look like something. Your assumption might be, okay, maybe they don't have in a proper internet, or they don't have a proper understanding. So anything can be your assumption, but your assumptions might be wrong also. So your users might have something in mind when they were using the screen, and they wouldn't have understood what you were exactly trying to explain. That's why they lost, or that's why they dropped off. So you never know that reason when you're assuming. So that's why assumptions are not the best of friends for us whenever we are building out the product. Of course, you need to have some level of assumptions, but those assumptions should never help you make a decision, because assumptions are sometimes wrong also. Most of the times the assumptions are wrong. So talk to at least 5-10 users. So talk to users, get the feedback, identify the feedback. So whenever we do that, I mean, whenever we are launching any new feature, we definitely talk to as many users as possible, and we try to understand, did they really like this feature? Do they really? So this is the call which I usually have after I launch something. But pre-launch, during the times of pre-launch itself, we connect with a lot of people. We try to ask them, like, what do you want to see on the app? What do you think you need on the app so that you can keep coming to our app and use the product? So, and based on that, we go to our drawing board and we come up with new things that can be built on the app. So basically, customer feedback is everything, I would say. And that too, if you're a product manager, customer feedback is the only thing that you should care for. So there are so many articles, there are so many interesting articles that are there out there in the internet, where customer feedback is being emphasized every single time. So I recently I was listening to a conversation. Uh, so that guy was ready to even give up on the founders meeting. He was ready to even decline the founders call just to listen to a customer. So that much important is your customer call than a founder's call. Founder's call can wait. The founder or anyone, the board officers or anyone, whoever is there, they can always wait. But your customers cannot wait. Once the customer has lost their patience, then you can't really connect with them again. So customer calls are everything as a PM, and in the early days, you should definitely make a lot of customer calls so that you can understand your users better. Every product has their own metrics, right? So if you go to Paytm scanner, uh, the transactions matter. So after you scan it, if you don't make the transaction, then Paytm is not doing the right job, right? So similarly on PhonePe, if you're scanning it and then the transactions are not happening, then why to even build an app? So for every app, there is a core thing that you will have to do. So in our multiple app, you need to create a goal for your financial needs. It can be any financial expenses. For example, if I'm planning for a travel, or if I'm planning for a gadget, or if I'm planning for a shopping sale that is going to come in another 2-3 months on Amazon. So I can start planning for my expense on multiple. So basically, the goal, you it's a goal based model. You plan a goal for each of your financial needs. So for us, if goals are not happening, then we are not building the right app. So every app has that one core primary thing that you will have to perform on the app, and that determines the success of the product. If people are not scanning on the payment apps, then the payment apps are of no use. Similarly, if you install Uber and if you're not booking a ride, then Uber is not doing its job. So the success of the product is determined by the core action that the user wants to do on your app, and that determines the success. So for us, it's goals, financial goals that people create. For every company, there is their own metric that they want to achieve. So that metric should be achieved in a way where the business is seeing some growth. Okay, if I'm seeing goals, the goals can be there. In last month we might have seen more goals. This month maybe there might be a drop. That is okay. maybe there is some demotivation for the users, or maybe we are not targeting the right users. That is okay. But when the goals are not, none of the goals are happening, then we are doing something wrong fundamentally. So we call it, I mean, there is a core action that you will have to perform, and you can call it, uh, maybe that's the primary action. So anything that is primary for the app to achieve, that is going to determine the success of your app. If people are doing that, great. If not, then you will have to go back and solve for the fundamental issues. So EasyEats is one of my pet projects, I would say. So I mean, I was just doing EasyEats during the COVID time, where I had a lot of time and I wanted to start something. And I'm from a tier 3 town, so the place is Vellore. You all must know Vellore Institute of Technology, VIT, right? So VIT, CMC, yeah. So I'm from the place where VIT is born, so where VIT is currently present. So basically in VIT, I mean in Vellore. So I'm from this place called Arani, which is close to Vellore. So we didn't have Swiggy or Zomato as popular as it is in the cities like Bangalore, Chennai, or Delhi, right? So, and during the COVID time, people were, struggling to get the food and essentials delivered to their doorstep. So what I was thinking is, okay, I am not able to step out and buy anything that I want. I'm very sure everyone in my street or everyone in my town would be facing the same problem. Why shouldn't I start something to solve for this problem? That's how we started EasyEats. So at that time, Uber Eats was very popular. You all must know Uber Eats, right? So I was just thinking, okay, should I do something like Uber Eats? And that's how EasyEats, the name EasyEats was actually formed. And then I immediately, started working on EasyEats because it was my own hometown. It was very easy for me to talk to the restaurant owners and, close the deal. So all I told them was, "Hey, I want to do this business. Can I partner with your restaurant? I can give you good businesses." So I started reaching out to all of these restaurant owners. Like I started reaching out to 5 to 6 people, because in town you don't have a lot of people running restaurant businesses, right? And then they were okay. They were happy to get a partner with us with EasyEats. And then we started. I built a no-code app, so which is built on a no-code tool called Glide Apps, where you can actually build an app with the Excel sheet. So I built an app, and then I started, I had a social media page as well. You still can check out EasyEats on social media. So I started creating content on Canva, and I started posting social media posts, getting more visibility. I started doing stories and all, and we had some 105, 120 followers. So in a town, if you have 100 people following you, definitely their family members would also know you. And it was an offline business as well, because they call me or they directly place an order on WhatsApp, and we had 2 people delivering the food, and I used to work with those 2 people and get the food delivered to the doorstep. So initially it was a very uh, offline process. It was not completely an app based business where it's just a Swiggy hai na. You place an order on the app and then the app delivers, like it gets the order delivered to your doorstep. It was not that. Where we were doing it like WhatsApp based business. People had our numbers. They call us or they text us on WhatsApp, and then we look at it, and I assign the delivery guy, and I tell him to go and collect the food from the restaurant and then deliver it to this address. So it was initially like that, and slowly I started seeing people installing the no code app, because no code app, the problem kya hai na, if it is a app like Swiggy or Zomato, you can go to your app store, Play Store, and you can immediately install the app. But the problem with no code is that people will have to basically add the no code tool as part of their menu. So it is not a very straightforward process. Maybe if you Google it on uh, uh, how to install a no code app on your phone, you will understand it is not very straightforward as you go to your Play Store, App Store, and install the app. So we saw a lot of people not wanting to install the app, but still they were happy to place the orders on WhatsApp. So that's how the Easy Eats business was started. We started doing 5, 6 orders every day, and then we the highest order that we made in a day was 42. So 42 orders we actually for 42 customers we were able to serve the food. So which was really a good time for us. So for almost 3 years we were doing this, and then after that the delivery guys got a better job for better offer, and then they left us. So the business is still there. I'm still looking for better delivery people, maybe from Swiggy, Zomato, and then try to hire them. So the business is still functional. It's just that the delivery people who were there at that time are currently not present. So, but talking about the food, the talking about the problems in the food tech space, right? So one of the important problems is definitely the consumer preferences. Consumer preferences always keep changing, right? अगर बारिश हो रहा है तो I want samosa. If I have had shawarma yesterday, today I want to have something else. If I'm going to gym, then I want to have something else. If I'm very tired, then I prefer to have. So the consumer preferences always keep changing. And that is going to be like a little difficult thing to solve for the apps as well, right? They need to understand what the customers really want. And then they need to. So today also in Bangalore, it was raining, bahut barish ho raha hai. So immediately we went to Swiggy and we saw this barish wale samosa. So it was packaged like that, and they have it at the banner, like right when you open the Swiggy app, you see this barish wale samosa. So and then you really want to go and try it out, right? Because anyways it's raining and you also want to have something. Your mouth is craving for something, and then suddenly you see something like barish wale samosa, you go and try it out. So that is the kind of product experience that Swiggy is building. So, and Swiggy should do the same for all all of my use cases, right? If I'm very tired, or if I'm coming from the gym, I need to have something very healthy. If I'm waking up in the morning, I prefer to have something pretty light but still healthy, maybe more proteins. So identifying all of these patterns of a user and then building an experience for those users, which is very personalized, that is going to be the challenge. And of course, talking about the logistical challenges, there is always logistical challenges, right? You need to have more people to deliver. If you don't have enough people to deliver, then you should. It's going to be like EasyEats, where we currently don't have anyone to deliver, but we still want to do the business. So the sub logistics is definitely one of the things, and the food safety is definitely one of the things, because you need to make sure the restaurants are good, they serve healthy food, safety food. So that is also, these are the challenges in the food tech industry that I see. But definitely there are better smart apps like Zomato, Swiggy, who are already solving for a lot of these problems. But still, they should keep solving it at a very consistent basis to see the results. The problem is product managers are always looked at as project managers are not product managers. That is the biggest problem for me. Anywhere, I mean, of course, the startup people are understanding, and even the bigger companies are understanding what is product management, but there's so many people who doesn't understand the product management definition. They always think product managers are project managers. So they are here as project managers. Why should I look at that person as a product manager? So that is a misconception. So project management is different, product management is different. Project management is where you basically make sure all the teams are doing their work properly. You do the scrum meeting every day, and then you make sure that the feature is delivering in the right timeline and everything. You prioritize, you work with the teams and make them do things. But product managers also do project management, but alongside project management, we also work on the product. We also talk to users, identify what users want, and we try to bring that in the product. We try to work with the teams in ideating, brainstorming, all of these things. Even project managers do it at a certain level to an extent, but product managers core job is doing this. They have to talk to the user, they have to come up with solutions, they have to design the solutions, they will have to work with the development team, and they will have to ship the features. So this is more of a, I would say, it's product management is a proper job. Like, it's not a project management just delivery के बारे में काम कर रहे हो, features ship करने के लिए काम कर रहे हो. It's not just about that. It is more about ideating, strategizing what you want to build, prioritizing the right things to build. All these things are the ones which product manager does. So that's a misconception today. So many people don't understand this unless they work for a product company. They don't understand this particular differentiation between project management and product management. But yeah, people who work in the product companies, they understand this because they look at their product managers doing their own work, right? But some people don't get this, and that is where the problem is. That is where the misconception is currently there. And maybe if more, and as we do more sessions like these, bro, there are already product management sessions that are happening everywhere, every weekend. So many people are now talking about product management. As we talk more about this particular domain, I think people will also understand. The advice is definitely to do a lot of networking first, because networking can help you in unknown ways. I mean, I don't want to sound very vague when I'm telling this, because I have personally benefited a lot from networking. If I had not met that person in Varkala, I wouldn't have gotten this opportunity. So this is what happens. I'm not saying you guys travel and all. Travel is something, if you want, you can do. If not, okay. But still, there are a lot of networking events that are happening, because that is where the opportunities are currently happening, right? I mean, the hiring strategy is slowly changing. Now, earlier in previous times, we get recruited via campus placement, or we go off placement and we try to apply for companies on Naukri, LinkedIn and all, right? That is still there. But now, especially startups are looking for people whom they know already, or at least who are coming from their network. So at multiple, if you look at it, we mainly look for people who are coming from the known network, known connections. So that is where networking will really help you to become the aspiring product manager, because aspiring product management के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा companies will not be ready to give you a chance as a fresher. So they would want you to work as an intern and then, have some experience and then become a product APM or a PM. So for you to easily crack this, have like go to the product management events that are happening in Delhi. There are so many events that are happening that I personally know. In Bangalore, you don't even have to say, every weekend there is something or the other happening in Bangalore. So all of these meetups, events will definitely give you access to a lot of product people. And when you talk to them and when you keep having the interactions with them, they definitely, you know, who knows, they will definitely refer you somewhere. And the second thing is, do some pet projects for yourself. Like, do something. I mean, if you have an idea, try it out as a product. Like, do some paper. Even in the paper pen, you just take a pen, you draw an app, like, how it will solve the problem. You just do a simple paper pen wala analysis. Or if you already have a product, try looking at the product, try thinking how you can improve the product. So all of these things have some proof of concept, basically proof of work, not concept, proof of work. Because Abhi, if you don't have a proof of work, then it doesn't make sense, right? So have a proof of work. If I just have to give you like a quick understanding of proof of work, I mean, this is something which I was building in the weekend. Uh, so what I'm trying to tell you when I say the proof of work is that, have some work that is really done by you, right? I was working on this product called Loom, where, I was doing some analysis for Loom. I did a very deep analysis of how I can improve Loom's onboarding. And there are so many products that you can actually look at. I took Medium as a weekend project. I took delivery, and this is the EasyEats app that I'm building. So there are so many things that you can actually put it on your own portfolio, because now whenever you're applying for a company, all we do is go have a resume and then just go and apply for the company. But oftentimes what happens is that our profile does not get shortlisted, because there are so many people who are doing the same thing. Every candidate whoever is wanting a job is doing the same thing. Then how do you differentiate yourself from those people? You need to have like a solid portfolio of sorts, It doesn't need to be built on any website or anything. You can use some no-code tools. The card.co is one of the no-code tools that I use. It's very easy. It's all drag and drop. You can use Notion. All of these things will help you, showcase your work. Like basically, showcasing your work is very important, especially when you want to, land a role as a product manager. So that is something that I would say, as aspiring product managers, you guys have to do all of these things to even apply for a company. Because when you just upload the resume and wait for a call, often you don't get calls because there are so many people. Product management role, if someone is opening on their company page, in just 1 hour you see 600 700 applications already applied, like applicants already applied for the job. So that is the level of competition that you have. And when you're competing with 700 people like you need to have something that stands out, right? You need to have something that is different. So how will you showcase, or how will you project yourself as different from other people? That is something that you will have to focus on. So I think this is my advice to all the young aspiring product managers. Try attending a lot of meetups, events, product events, get to know people who are working in the industry, because that is easier for you to get into the companies they when they refer you. The second thing is definitely try to showcase your work. So to showcase the work, do some work. So take any product, just go try doing an analysis of their product, see where you can improve their product, do a proper tear down of the onboarding, and see if you can do something better in the onboarding, if onboarding is easy for me to understand, or if they could do something better. All of these things come handy. And definitely other things are, watch a lot of PM related videos on YouTube. There are so many people talking about the product management. Yeah, like so many content to consume on the social media. So try following the right people and see how it is done. Talk to people and all. All of these things will help you as aspiring product managers. If you can do all of these things, it will definitely give you the confidence. And with that confidence, you will figure it out how to apply and everything. So yeah,